The knock came at exactly 12:07 a.m. Not loud, not urgent, just three slow taps that felt heavier than any shout. Daniel froze on the couch, one arm aching, the other wrapped protectively around his sleeping 6-year-old son. No one ever came to his door at midnight. And no one ever said his name the way the woman on the other side did. Soft, broken, desperate. Daniel, I need you. In that moment, exhausted, underpaid, and barely holding his life together, he had no idea that opening that door would finally change everything he had been enduring in silence. Daniel Brooks had been overworked for weeks, maybe months. Time blurred when every day looked the same. He woke before dawn, packed his son Leo's lunch, walked him to the neighbor's apartment for babysitting, then rushed to a warehouse job where his boss, Mr. Halden, believed pressure was the same as productivity. Extra shifts, no overtime pay, constant criticism. If you don't like it, there are 10 men waiting to take your place, Halden liked to say, tapping his gold watch. Daniel swallowed his pride every time. He had to. Leo needed food. Rent didn't care about dignity. By evening, Daniel's back screamed and his hands trembled as he cooked cheap pasta while Leo excitedly talked about school drawings and spelling tests. Daniel smiled, nodded, pretended he wasn't breaking. At night, when Leo finally slept, Daniel stared at the ceiling, wondering how long a man could bend before snapping. He had no family left, no friends with spare couches, no safety net. Just love for his son and a promise he made to never fail him, even if it meant failing himself. That week was worse than usual. Halden forced double shifts, mocking Daniel for being slow after 10 hours of lifting crates. When Daniel asked for one day off to take Leo to a school meeting, Halden laughed. Your kid won't starve if you miss one meeting, but you will if you miss work. Daniel said nothing. He always said nothing. Silence had become his survival. The night of the knock, Daniel had come home limping, his shirt soaked with sweat and dust. He barely had the energy to eat. Leo fell asleep mid-sentence, head on Daniel's chest. That's when the knock came. When Daniel opened the door, he didn't see a stranger. He saw Claire Whitmore, polished, wealthy, confident, or at least she used to be. She was Halden's sister, and she was crying. Her eyes were red, her coat thrown on like an afterthought. She looked smaller somehow. I'm sorry, she whispered before he could speak. I didn't know where else to go. Daniel hesitated. Everything in him said this was trouble. But something deeper, the part of him that had stopped caring about fairness long ago, stepped aside. He let her in. Claire collapsed onto the chair, shaking. Her husband had walked out. Her company was collapsing under fraud she didn't commit but had signed for. The police would come in the morning. Everyone I know wants something from me, she said, voice cracking. Money, protection, silence. You're the only person who's ever looked at me like I was just human. Daniel stared at her, stunned. He wanted to laugh at the irony. She had power, wealth, choices. Yet here she was, broken at midnight, needing the one man the world had ignored. He made her tea with shaking hands. Leo stirred but didn't wake. Claire noticed him and covered her mouth. You do all this alone? She asked softly. Daniel nodded. Every day. Something shifted in her expression. Guilt, realization, maybe shame. She stayed until dawn, talking, crying, listening. And when she left, she said something Daniel had never heard from anyone tied to his suffering. I won't forget this. I promise. Weeks passed. Nothing changed until everything did. One morning, Daniel was called into Halden's office. His boss smirked, ready with another insult. But before he could speak, 2 auditors walked in. Claire followed. Calm, controlled, powerful again, but different. Halden went pale. The warehouse was under investigation for labor violations, wage theft, and coercion. Daniel's unpaid overtime records, which Claire had secretly gathered, were the key evidence. Halden tried to shout, tried to threaten. It didn't work. By noon, he was escorted out. By evening, Daniel was offered a new position, fair pay, humane hours, and benefits. Claire didn't stop there. She helped Daniel enroll in night courses he once dreamed of but abandoned. She ensured Leo had access to better schools. Not out of pity, but respect. Months later, Daniel tucked Leo into bed in a brighter apartment, sunlight waiting for them in the morning. Leo hugged him tightly. You don't look tired anymore, Dad. Daniel smiled, eyes burning. I'm not, buddy. Not like before. Life hadn't become perfect. It had become possible. And Daniel learned something he would carry forever. Endurance doesn't mean silence. And kindness given at your lowest can echo louder than power ever could. Sometimes, the midnight knock isn't the end of your strength. It's proof that you survived long enough to be seen.